Imagine a rich, a white kid from a rich family. This kid is going to school, and he's getting B's and C's. You know, he's not very interested in doing very well in school. Doesn't look like he's going to get into a good college. You know, seems like he's kind of a burnout. Even though his family's wealthy, he's kind of a burnout. What do you say about him? What do you say about this white kid? Oh, he's pissing away his privilege. That's what you say. Okay. How about a black kid from a rich black family? And this black kid is getting B's and C's, doing exactly the same thing that the rich white kid was doing. What do we say about this rich black kid? Oh, he's internalized the cultural norms of blacks being stupid or blacks being lazy or whatever it is, right? So you have the exact same behavior, but when a white kid does it, it's him pissing away his privilege, and so we should have no sympathy on him. But when the black kid does it, well, it's some cultural thing, some powerful cultural force. Because culture is like this mist. It's like this omnipresent fog that cannot be escaped. Culture, right? That's the explanation for when the black kid does it. And so there's this double standard of explanation. When the black kid does it, he's deserving of some sympathy and understanding. When the white kid does it, he's like, well, that's what you get, fuck you. Right. Or let's take the poor white kid. The poor white kid is in school, and he's doing poorly. He's getting B's and C's and doesn't look like he's going to go to college, blah, 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 blah. Okay, what do we say about him? Well, you know, he's just a poor white kid. His family's been like that. That's just what he is. Not much to expect. He's, you know, maintaining the status quo for his family line, whatever. Okay. What about the black kid? What about the black kid who does that? The black burnout from a poor family. What do we say about him? Cultural oppression is keeping him down. His entire family line did poorly in school and did kind of poorly in life, and now he's doing the same thing. And it's just, you know, it's just the cycle of poverty that can't be broken out of. Okay, and get all hyperbolic with these theories, and so that's a little bit of a double standard there, and that's a double standard that is one example of this black privilege. You know, of course, there's overt black privilege in affirmative action, right? Straight up legal privileges, university, like it's like 200 points on the SAT. It's black privilege is real. Okay, there's, you know, in addition to the whole college thing, you know, getting government contracts, getting government jobs, and labor laws, the diversity police. Okay, all these are forms of black privilege, but another form of black privilege is seen in how what I heard is that on ESPN or a lot of these sports talk radios, what they don't want to do, what they'll try to avoid, is having a black guy and a white guy argue. That if they're going to talk about a sports game, they'll talk about it just kind of like, well, this is what happened, that's a wrap-up. What do you think about that? I think he's a good guy, right? They'll have some like friendly banter or give different opinions on sports or something, but they'll never let them argue, right? Or because what they found is that when the black person has a position, the white people are afraid to contradict him. They're afraid to get into an argument with the black guy on air. Okay, and amazing. And, you know, you also have the whole my black friend thing going on. And I think even Hollywood is honest enough to portray this as something that happens. That you have white guys who have a black friend, and the white guys are, you know, irrationally nice to the black friend, put up with an irrational amount of crap from the black friend because he's black and they don't want to be racist. They want to say, look, this is my black friend. Proof that I am not racist. Let me show you my not racist, you know. And another form of black privilege would be black nationalism, and how virtually all blacks are, I'm generalizing, very broad brush here, but I will say that most of the blacks that I've come into contact with are somewhat racially nationalistic. And And most are just that. Most are just somewhat racially nationalistic. That is, they will put their race ahead of, things. Now, of course, how much does this racial nationalism really affect them? Probably not that much. But the thing is, it's like, if there's a tie, they're going to go for the black guy. Right? And if there's two people who are their friends, and they're both equal in every other way, the black person is going to choose the black guy. Whereas the white person, I believe, is more likely to choose the black guy as well. Right? Because of the my black friend. And blacks, it's legitimate and it's respectable for blacks to be somewhat racially nationalistic in politics, right? To talk about policies that affect the black community. Like, imagine, do you have any of these any ideas of policies? Like, how will these policies affect white people? Okay, how will these increased taxes affect white people? I mean, you say something like that, oh, that's crypto race. That's just saying that seems awful. But of course, black people say, how will these policies affect black people? That's normal, and you hear it all the time. And another form, and this kind of goes into the whole black nationalism being okay, but white nationalism being okay, is this is just kind of seen in as music. And I'll have a link to, I mean, this stuff is all over the place, and it's in mainstream record albums. EMI, for example, anti-white lyrics. You have these songs about black people saying, we're going to go kill white people. We're going to go down to white neighborhoods, kill white grandmas, kill crackers and all this stuff. And that's okay. That's published by mainstream record labels. But songs about going around and lynching niggers, that's somehow worse or something. And of course, this comes from a cultural, this comes from the story, right? This comes from the civil rights mythology of white racism being, archetypal. Because when you think about a racist, what do you see? You see a white guy, probably a little bit overweight, probably in his 40s, right? And probably a rural southerner. That's the racist. That's the archetype of the racist. That's what you've been conditioned to believe that a racist is. That's the image. And this results in bigotry against whites, especially rural whites from the South. And it's okay to call them names. It's okay to hate on them. It's okay to discriminate against them because they are the evil group. By dint of their birth, they are wrong somehow, or they are corrupt somehow, or evil somehow. That's all I wanted to say. Black privilege dominates. It's seen in social interactions. It's legally instituted. That's it for this video.